Welcome to Real People, Real Voices. I'm your host, James Jackson.
I'm your co-host, Pastor Wayne Moore.
Always a pleasure to host with you.
Always a pleasure to be with you here on Real People, Real Voices. This is one of the greatest shows that Indianapolis and surrounding Marion County and Central Indiana has ever had. You just need to be frank about that.
I certainly agree with you about that. We want to thank our sponsors who are helping to make that happen.
Yeah, Lee Kossel and Crawley, Fervent Care Christian Academy is with us, Al's Mountain Clothing and Shoes. And then we have the Marion County Public Health Department, who is doing a fantastic job in keeping Marion County and surrounding areas safe.
And we want to encourage those of you who are in our listening audience and viewing audience, certainly thank you for being a part of the show. You can go to WHMP TV 40, WHMP TV 40 on YouTube. You can watch this show when it's finished, as well as other shows you might have missed.
And you can like us on Facebook, because we're hanging out there. Yeah.
And we just enjoy having so many people, Dr. Moore, who send messages. And it's just wonderful to be out in the community and have people talk about how much they enjoy the show.
Yeah, I can't go anywhere without any message. You that man, that preacher on TV, aren't you? And I can't lie. I say, yes, I am. Yeah. I'm one of them anyway. But we got Brother Harrison with us today. That's going to be a great opportunity for the city of Indianapolis to hear him today as well. And
one of our business owners doing a great job in the city too, and has done some work for Fervent Prayer Church, did a phenomenal job. We got to take a break, and we'll be back after these messages. Welcome back to Real People, Real Voices, and we're joined by Mr. Gene Hairston. He is the owner and operator of Northside Window and Gutter Cleaning. And I want to welcome you to the show, and I want to thank you on behalf of the Fervent Prayer Church and Fervent Care Child Care and Christian Academy for the phenomenal job you all did in taking care of us out here.
You're more than welcome, Pastor Jackson, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to come alongside you in your ministry and take care of your wonderful facility. It was an honor to do that for you.
Welcome. In fact, I think you did my house too.
I didn't want to drop that out there, but we did. We take care of the church as well as your home as well. Yeah.
So residential and commercial.
Yeah, we do residential and commercial. And we're always looking at ways to expand into different areas of the community. I think there's a lot of people out there that can benefit from some of the services we offer, and we're just trying to get out and be good stewards of the community and good business citizens.
And if you could,
go ahead, Brother Jackson. I'm sorry.
Well, I was going to ask Mr. Hairston, what is the scope of your services? I don't want to leave anything out.
We've expanded. I mean, it is basically, what the title says. We clean windows and we clean gutters. But there's a vast array of additional services. We also do cleaning of hardscapes, which would be power washing, soft washing, which is removing that unsightly algae and dirt and debris from the side of your homes. We do chandelier cleaning. Basically anything that, the obscure, that the average homeowner either doesn't have the ability, the resources, or equipment to access. A lot of people, it's not that they can't clean their light fixtures or their chandeliers, but if it's 14 to 18, maybe 20 feet in the air, the question is not can they, but should they? And that's where we come in. We come alongside the homeowners to help them maintain their homes that way.
Being a Afro-American owned business, how are you making it through COVID-19?
You know what? I've been blessed. They told me when I started this that, if I put God first, my customer second, then everything else would fall into place. I've actually seen a pretty high uptick in my business since COVID. And at inception, no one knew what to expect. I didn't know what to expect. Mm-hmm. But I think a lot of people have been forced to spend more time in their homes. So they have the opportunity now to see things that they wouldn't ordinarily see. The average homeowner is busy between work and kids and family and church and other activities. I mean, your home is almost a pass through. And when you're given stay-at-home orders and you're saying, you need to stay here, people see things. They see, cobwebs in certain areas they can't reach. They see, maybe some spotty windows. They notice those gutters are overflowing when it rains. And the way they fund it is a lot of people, I think, have either postponed or canceled their vacation and travel plans. So they use the funds that they would have used for that to help take care of some of these, home needs that they have. So I hate to say that I've been capitalizing off of a pandemic, but I have definitely been blessed during this period to be able to work and to keep my guys working and provide my service to the community.
God has a strange way of doing things. I mean,
But I like it. I like it.
yeah. He's a hit, and when you look at God and there's a lot of people who have been blessed, their businesses have been blessed. Some have not been there yet, but they're on they possibly they'll get there. And it seems like God is still sustaining people in the midst of COVID-19. And you sound like you're one of those individuals that God has blessed to maintain. So because a lot of companies are closing up. I'm pretty sure, Pastor Jackson, on your side of town, small businesses that you saw exist no longer exist because they are in certain areas of entrepreneurship and they're taking hits. But it's good to know that you're hanging in there. We're going to be praying for you, and hopefully we can continue to advertise what you're doing in the city of Indianapolis so that you can keep doing the best you can with what you have to work with.
Mr. Harrison, certainly our viewers, those who have benefited, a lot of people, and particularly business owners, and one of the things I was concerned about, if your gutters are not clean, is my understanding, and you can confirm it or debunk it, that you could actually get some leaking, particularly in the wintertime, coming back into your home if you got gutters that are full of grime and things like that.
Yeah, there's several different, factors that can go into that. First, depending on, the type and structure of the building, the gutters are designed to channel water away from, the foundation and the ground level of the building. So if you're on a crawl space or basement and your gutters aren't draining properly, that water is now staying closer to the foundation of your building than it was designed. And that can create foundational and structural issues. It can create some leaking issues. Also, the way the gutters are attached to a building. For most places, there's what they call a gutter fascia board, which is what attaches the gutter. If that gutter is full, that water has to go somewhere. So it will either go over the front or over the back of the gutter. That can create some wood rot, some structural damage. In case of commercial buildings, depending on the material, it can create some rust. So there's a lot of different things that problems that can arise from having gutters that don't flow properly. But it's not a cosmetic thing. It really is to get the water channeled away from your structure in a way that doesn't create any additional damage to your structure.
And when it comes to clean windows, not only being able to see out of a clean window, but can dirty windows or windows that have a lot of film also cause people to run into efficiency issues with regard to sun shining in, all that sort of thing?
Now, I have to be honest, Pastor Jackson. I might research that, and if that's true, I may use it. But up to this point, you can't say that that's the case. What clean windows do basically is, this is a service that anybody can do. What I've done is I've tried to professionalize a basic service. It's not that people cannot clean their own windows, because they can, and I can even teach people how to do it. What it comes down to time and technique. And then, when we clean the windows, we're also inspecting those windows as well. So we can catch some things that, if we catch them early, prematurely before they create any further issues. Broken seals in windows, leaky, drafty windows. If there's any structural damage, we can catch that at the onset. But primarily what we're doing is, I can clean your windows a lot more efficiently than you can. I can do it in a couple of hours. It might take you a couple of days. And then there's some people that have windows that they're just not reachable. Like I said, it's not a matter of can you do it. It's a matter of should you do it. There's certain people, and I'm getting to be one of those people. I don't know that I really I can get on a ladder. I just don't know that if it makes good sense for me to do it. So we reach the things that people can't reach. We have a method and a process, and it's not proprietary. It's not top secret. I'll speak with any homeowner. I'll share. I don't have any trade secrets. I'll share my process. But the main thing is we come alongside them in a professional manner. I am 100% insured and bonded. All of my guys undergo rigorous background checks. So we're legit. We're legitimate business. We're not running this out of the back of a pickup truck. I mean, we really try to put our best foot forward at a professional level. All of our vehicles are clearly marked. All of my employees are my employees. I don't subcontract my work out. They answer to me. They know what my expectations are. They will be in full uniform. When we enter a customer's home or place of business, we treat it with the utmost respect, from shoe booties to gloves to the personal protective equipment that I've now mandated that we wear. So, but back to your original question, Pastor Jack. No, I don't know that having dirty windows would make your home less efficient. But your home is your most valuable investment. You just windows are one of those things that are going to get noticed because of the nature of what they are and how they're made. If your windows are dirty, it kind of makes everything else look a little questionable.
How many employees do you have?
I have 20 employees, and we are rapidly expanding. I'm always looking for the right candidate. And I don't want to segue off onto something completely different than what we're doing today, but I also have an opportunity that if there's anybody that's underemployed or unemployed that's looking for work, that may not be a viable candidate for some of your mainstream employment sources, come talk to me. I believe in second chances. I believe in reaching back. I believe in helping people. I believe in helping people in the community that's providing for me. I've always, been of the mindset that, I didn't get where I am by myself. There are people that help me. And if I can reach back and help somebody in some capacity, then I feel that that's my charter. I feel that's what I need to do. So if anybody's looking for a job, I have 20 employees, and I am looking to bring on more for the right person, the right candidate.
Yeah, that's great. Let me ask you a question. With all of the economic development going around and all of the new construction and new buildings around, are you getting much commercial work?
I'm not. And the reason being is, that's a hard market to get into. A lot of those are handled by, and it's trickled down from your commercial builders. And there's some big names that I'm not going to, bring up. But it's a hard market to get into because they've kind of got their people. It's almost like it's preordained, it's predestined as to where some of that's going to go. I have recently, kind of gotten into a position where I could do some open bidding for some government jobs. Not only am I a minority-owned business, I'm a minority-owned business on several levels. Obviously, by this wonderful tan that I wear, I'm African-American. I'm also a disabled veteran. So that allows me to bid on certain government contracts and government jobs. I would love to do more commercial, but it's just a slow road. Right now, my breakdown is probably, I'd say 65 to 70% residential and approximately 30% commercial work. But no, that's my next target, is to try and expand on both fronts.
Are you familiar with the disparity study that came out?
Dr. Moore, we got to take a quick break, and I see you getting fired up.
Yes, I am.
But we're going to take a quick break and come back and talk more about that. We'll be back after this. Welcome back to Real People, Real Voices, and we are joined by Mr. Harrison of the North Side Window and Gutter Cleaning. And if you would, give us the contact information again.
You can definitely reach us. I have a fully manned office staff. You can reach us at the office. The area code is 317-966-0212. Or you can contact us via our website, which is www.windowguttercleaning.com.
You know, Dr. Hart, Mr. Harrison said something in the first segment that I think is very important. You started talking about the disparity study. Certainly, he and his business, certainly he's spoken for himself, but I think it's important. He should be just overrun with business.
At this point, between 2014, 2018, there was a disparity study done. 14% of that disparity study represented minorities, women-owned businesses, veterans, and et cetera. To divide that 14% into 4 years, it's like 3.7% went to minority businesses. And I'm basically saying, where have you been as it relates to that? Where have you been? And these are things that bother me. You have a staff, you have an office staff, you have employees, you're a legitimate business, and you should be in the forefront of bidding for some of those commercial buildings from the city of Indianapolis. You need to do that right away. And if it does not work, call me. I would love to know how you do how you will come out when you do that and apply for those contracts. I want to know, because they tell some lies and they tell some truth, that there's not a lot of minority businesses around. There's a lot of windows downtown. Matter of fact, they can give you one building at the new JC building at the Criminal Justice Complex and make that happen. And so those are the kind of things that I'm pushing is, and not to suggest that just minority business, but small businesses and Black businesses who are doing the best they can to survive, and to be gobbled up by major corporations is pathetic. And you need to call down to the office there. I don't have the number with me, but you know what I'm talking about, Brother Jackson, and make sure you let them know that you want to do some bidding on those windows on the commercial side of things.
Mr. Harrison, a lot of times we hear that if in fact the city or the state goes with a business like yours, that a lot of times they don't have the capacity to fulfill the expectations. Can you speak to that?
Well, I wouldn't bid on something that I wouldn't be able to undertake. There are certain, I guess, logistics that could maybe possibly take me out of the running. Now, I'll give you an example. I'm not going to bid on the Salesforce Tower. That's just outside of the scope of work that I do.
Right.
But if I take the time to bid on it, I'm bidding on it basically expecting that, if I get this, I can facilitate this. I have the capacity to do that. I think I do have the capacity for that. But again, as I said earlier, I'm always looking at ways to grow and expand. And that would be definitely one way to do it. But yeah, I've got 20 employees. It breaks down. I've got 6 crews of 2-man teams. I've got a fleet of about 12 vehicles. I've got 2 on order. So we're growing. I'm just trying to grow at a rate that I can sustain the growth. I don't want to just go out and, do a bunch of stuff right away and then not be able to sustain it. But no, if I bid on it, I would have full expectation that I would be able to complete and perform that work to the highest standard.
And that's very competent to bid on something that you can handle, because if you can get that and meet those areas of capacity, other contracts will be thrown in those directions. That will in turn help continue to grow the business. And so I think that's what a lot of people, and I think Jackson is right, a lot of people get those bids and they finally don't have the capacity to complete those contracts, and they fall back into the hands of those who gave them to them, and they're going to automatically give those to the ones who have long-standing tenure on their list. It's just that simple. But I'm hoping that you do that. I hope that you will start looking at the city of Indianapolis as it relates to small businesses and get some of those contracts, because every building down there is not a skyscraper.
That's true. That's very true. Very true.
Yeah, and I think it's important that our city helps business like yours build capacity so that in years to come, I'll be driving by and we'll see you on that Salesforce
Right.
tower.
Right, right.
We're out of time. You've been a great guest. Thanks for joining us. And
Thank you for having me.
as always, great job. We'll see you all in the rundown. Welcome back to Real People, Real Voices for the rundown.
It is the rundown time. I mean, that was a great guest, man. I tell you, he was a phenomenal guest. Black business owner, 20 employees, have his own fleet service. How can the city of Indianapolis miss someone like that as it relates to?
I was thinking the same thing.
How can they do that? And so that goes to show you that there's some things that need to be corrected in the processes down there.
Yeah. And you know, he said something that we didn't influence him to say at all. He was just talking about how they have their people. And when I was on the board of public safety many years ago, and I think I shared this with you, Dr. Moore, and you've seen this, that there are certain business owners who get the business almost every time.
Yeah,
they say they can't find minority-owned business owners.
That's not true in Indianapolis. There might not be a large number of them, but they are here. And then they train people to buy into that philosophy. It almost seems to think that you cannot do anything as it relates to serving in an area of public service without being trained with that type of philosophy. To come up and say, well, there's no businesses, no minority or no women's businesses. There might not be a large number, but they're out there. Yeah. And it's their job to make sure that they meet their numbers in that. But you know, it is what people say it is. No, it is what it is, but it shouldn't be what it is.
Right.
That's where I am. This is, and we're going to do that. We're going to get Mr. Baker, Curtis Baker, to find more Black businesses like that are equipped. Like he said, I would not bid on a job if I could not bring the job across the line. And I think that's phenomenal for any entrepreneur to say and understand.
Well, we thank all of our sponsors, Lee Costle and Crawley, Marion County Health Department, Fervent Care Child Care and Christian Academy, and Modern Clothing
and shoes.
Yeah. We'll see you all next week.